What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Do me a favor, for those of you that have watched more than one video, make sure you subscribe, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, and then turn on your notifications. I also have uploaded a Charleston White interview, full 2-hour video. That is for the Patreon members. Shout out to the bag chasers and the Patreon members. That link is in the description. And then last but not least, I have a new channel that I'm putting all of the clips that I put out on YouTube. That is moving over into the new channel. It is called Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. So make sure you go over there and subscribe because all of that will be moving off of the Anton Daniels channel and on to Please Don't Do Coke in the Bathroom. Unique name, I know, but you know me. I'm a little bit eccentric. But I want to deep dive into this whole Brittney Griner release, right? So we know yesterday, and we looked at the press conference. I shared with you guys at the press conference, or I showed you the press conference of Biden, and then you got Kamala Harris was in the background to the left. And then Brittney's wife was on there talking about the negotiated release, and they traded the Merchant of Death for Brittney Griner, left Paul Whelan over in Russia to serve out the rest of his sentence, who is a former Marine for the United States of America. And then last but not least, they're now spotting her in different places like San Antonio, and they're following Brittney Griner around like she is a celebrity. I mean, this could quite possibly have been the best thing that ever happened to her, and I'm gonna explain why. But let me deep dive a little bit into this Washington Post article. It says WNBA star Brittney Griner landed in the United States early Friday after being released in a prisoner swap with Russia. Interesting. I wonder how happy she is. Let's go back up to this photo right now. You see how happy she is? That photo is the face of a woman that should have stood for the national anthem instead of protesting against it. And I've never forgotten, or I've never misunderstood exactly where my butter is or my bread is buttered, because you know, as much as people complain about what happens here in the United States of America, for some reason, for some odd reason, after all of the protests and all of this other type of stuff, they get super excited at the idea or the fact of coming home when they actually have to experience life on the other side of that fence. But let me continue into the article really quickly. It said the plane carrying Griner was seen landing at 4:30 a.m. local time in San Antonio, according to a live broadcast. Photos show Griner deplaning. So happy to have Brittney back on U.S. soil. The U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Hostage Affairs, Roger Carstens, tweeted Friday, "Welcome home, Brittney." I guess this is it. Let me play this video. I haven't seen this video. I don't know if they're going to... I wonder how much that plane cost. I wonder who's fitting the bills for the plane. The private jet. Able to press the merchant staff, taxpayer dollars home. WNBA, Alphabet Community Supporting Biological Home. To them directly at the White House. Now they got 24-hour news coverage. This is Brittney apparently with a new haircut, deplaning. Said her wife, Cheryl Griner, and her parents were expected to meet the Olympic gold medalist at a medical facility in San Antonio, where she will be taken upon arrival, a senior administration official told CNBC on Thursday. Griner was released Thursday in exchange for Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout, dubbed the Merchant of Death. Bout had served less than half of a 25-year sentence in Illinois for conspiring to kill American nationals and selling weapons to the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia insurgent group. That was what he was caught on. We don't know how many deaths in the world that he is responsible for, but we know one thing. One thing is for sure and two things is for certain. It was more important to make sure that we got Brittney Griner home than it was in a Release the Merchant of Death. They don't really care about y'all. They really don't care about y'all. Bout was already in Moscow. Russian state media reported his arrival at an airport in the Russian capital was broadcast live, and he was seen hugging his mother and wife. They simply woke me up in the middle of the night and told me pack my things. Griner's return home after 10 months in Russian custody was broadly welcomed to the United States, or in the United States, at City Hall in her home city of Houston was lit up in red, white, and blue in her honor on Thursday night, said Mayor Sylvester Turner. Shout out to Houston becoming a new Atlanta. Said the exchange was a result of a painstaking and intense process. Others noted the unevenness of the prisoner swap. Griner, who played for the Russian team in the WNBA offseason, was arrested days before Russia invaded Ukraine in February. She was handed a 9.5-year prison sentence on charges of entering Russia with vape cartridges that contain less than a gram of cannabis oil, which is illegal in the country. Her lawyers claimed to have been prescribed for medical purposes, and the State Department considered her detention wrongful. Bout or Bout. This is the caveat on top, ladies and gentlemen. The 55-year-old former Soviet military translator was one of the world's most prolific arms traffickers. His misdeeds, the United Nations had accused him of profiting from selling weapons that fueled violent conflict across the African continent. Were the inspiration for Nicolas Cage's character in the Hollywood film Lord of War. He was arrested in 2008 in Thailand after the DEA sting. He had been in prison in a federal penitentiary in Illinois in a special restrictive unit called or dubbed Little Guantanamo. This dude was doing more to have black people killed, but then y'all say that this is doing something for black people. This, it's a day later. And the problem, I think, with a lot of people is that news moves so fast that we hear today and we gone tomorrow. We done already moved on from Shanquella Robinson's, not me, but the public at large has already moved on from Shanquella Robinson's passing. And now we are here to celebrate Brittney Griner. Here's the thing. Brittney Griner is going to become an instant celebrity, have all of the endorsements, probably got 1 million people knocking at her door, and absolutely is going to become a multi-millionaire as a result of this whole situation. We've made a millionaire, given up a person that is largely fueling conflicts in multiple different countries because he's one of the most prolific arms dealers and traffickers in the world. And that makes sense to y'all? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think that this was a fair exchange? Do you think that it was worth it to bring Brittney Griner home, considering who it is that we traded with or for? And then last but not least, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And go and subscribe to the other channel. Don't do coke in the bathroom, because we are going to start uploading videos, and everything is going to be moving from the Anton Daniels platform, and we're going to be doing all of the interviews on that platform. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.